Hello everyone, and today I want to share with you the tips that helped me a lot to grow in Flesh and Blood. It's almost 2 years that I play this game, and I think that I made some progress in my play style and in the way I approach the games and the events. And so today I want to share with you 4 tips for the beginners in order to improve your game and become a better player of Flesh and Blood. But before to start, as always, I will launch the intro and I ask you a like and a subscribe if you like Flesh and Blood content and you want some more. So intro and let's start. We know that Flesh and Blood is not an easy game, so the process to improve your playstyle is not always as easy as it seems. So I want to share with you 4 tips in order to improve your playstyle and try to win more games. So the first tip that I want to discuss with you it's about the class choice and the hero choice. Normally, we want to try as many heroes as possible. I like a lot of heroes, but in order to improve your game and start to win some events, some armor events, for example, I think that you need to focus on one class at a time. Better if you focus on one hero at the time. Um, I'm a player that wants to play a lot of heroes, so I prefer to focus on one class. For example, you can see that we have different brutes, different warriors. They all share the same concept. For example, the brutes plays with cards with 6 or more power, and the warriors play with the attack reactions. And so they share the same general concept. Then each hero has some peculiarities and some characterization. So my tips is to focus just on one class in order to be a specialized player of that class. And then when you are confident on the playstyle of your hero or the playstyle of your class, then you can switch and try to play something else. For example, I started with the brutes, then I passed to guardian, and now I'm trying to learn the necromancer. So it's something that you need to know one step at a time. That doesn't mean that you have to learn just one class. You can learn more classes, like me, for example. And then when you have to go on one event, one important event, you go with the hero and the class that you are confident on. Passing to the second tip, it's very important to watch games of your hero. For example, I'm learning Gravy Bones. Every weekend there are some events around the world, and I try to take the games of Gravy Bones. I look at them, I watch them, I try to understand what the player try to do, and I try to learn from that. Moreover, if you, for example, if you play an hero that is not well represented on the events and so there is no stream for that hero, you can go on some content creators gameplay. There, I think that every heroes it's played by someone. There should be on YouTube content about your hero. I think every hero almost. So, for example, maybe not Olympia, but still there are many content creators that just go with gameplay and you can look for them. And then there is not just the gameplay. You can learn from many deck techs and some explanation from always content creators. For example, I do some gameplay, but still I make some videos about the deck tech. What are the combos? For example, for Gravy Bones, I just published some weeks ago a video which the best 2 card combos. So you can just look on YouTube. I think there is everything for everyone. Third tip: you lose, you ask. I like to say that in Flesh and Blood, or you win or you learn. There is not just the lost. It's very important when you lose a game. You have to ask your opponent what was the his or her point of view about your gameplay, your game plan, or some moves that you remember in particular, in order to mix your point of view and the opponent's point of view in order to make some changes in your game plan gameplay style, or you maybe have to modify your deck list, for example. All this information can be merged in order to take the win in the next match or the next event. So it's very important when you lose a game, ask your opponent what is his or her point of view about the match. Probably the opponent will do the same for you. So it's very important to be helpful towards our opponent and try to both learn from the game that just finished. I think this is the most important part. When I was in Bologna some months ago, I played Gravy Bones in some side events. I faced some Syndra players and some Prism players, and after the game, I just make them, I think, a real interview about the game in order to understand what are my what were my players that that put them in difficulty. And I think this is very important. Last but not least, it's the event side. Guys, if you want to improve, I think even as a beginner, above all as a beginner, you go to events, even a big ones like a calling or a battle hardened. Don't be shy and just go to events, put yourself online and try to play against new people, not just the ones of your community. Try to speak in English. I know that for someone is not easy, but it's an experience. It's something that you have to learn. It's very beautiful to know people from around the world and understand that they have a different point of view about your way to play the game, or or you can learn so much from them that it's very important. So why you have to go to events? Because you can play with different people, so not just the 10, 12, 20 people of your community. You can learn from more skilled players, because obviously if you go to a calling, there is a chance that you play with a pro player, a true pro player, and so you can make some questions to them. Then obviously the more you play, the more you learn. That's because during a calling, during a battle hardened, or in general during a weekend of Flesh and Blood, you play almost 20 games in 2-3 days. And so I think that if you focus on one hero or one class in one weekend, you can learn so much and improve your gameplay so much and do better on the next event. Last point, but not the less important, you make new friends. It's very beautiful when you go to an event, you talk with someone, and then some months pass, and you go to another event and see them again. You can share some moments. You can have some beer or I don't know, some food together, and I think this is very beautiful. So guys, as always, thank you for being here, for listening until the end, and I hope that this video is useful for someone. And if you have any questions, any doubt, please just write them in the comment and I will answer as soon as I can. Thank you very much and see you on the next video. Bye guys!